Welcome back, students. Today we see the numerical on first law of thermodynamics part 3. Okay, before that we go to the previous two videos. They are part 1 and part 2. Okay, this is the part 3 where we just going to cover on the first law of thermodynamics or the application of first law of thermodynamics. Okay, further with the first law applied to the closed system and the first law applied to the steady flow system. Before that we just go through that previous two videos and this video. This is the fundamental numericals are going to take, and the student now able to apply the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, before start the numerical, we need some different terms for solving the numericals. So the first term we need for the conversion, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3600 kilojoule. These are very simple conversions, but for sake of simplification of the numerical, just we remember 1 kilowatt hour is when we convert it to the kilojoule, just multiply by 3600. Okay, some numericals we need one. There is another conversion. 1 watt is equal to 3.6 kilojoule per hour. Okay, and then last conversion we need in some numericals, 1 kilowatt is equal to 3600 kilojoule per hour. We just remember these three conversions we need in the further numericals. They're very simple how to convert. I'm also told you during the solving the numericals. Before that you just remember these conversions, just note down this conversion, how to convert. Then let's start with the first numerical, part 3. Consider the steam turbine power plant. Okay, the numeric on the steam turbine power plant system, because we see the steam power plant. This the works on the cyclic process. The initial and final state of that substance, the working substance, is the same. So where the work and heat interactions across the boundaries are. Okay, the given data is power available at the turbine shaft. Power developed by the turbine 600 kilowatt, and the feed pump requires 3 kilowatt of work to pump the condensate back into the boiler. Okay. Second data is given. The steam generation in the boiler requires 22,500 kilojoule per kg of heat, and the condenser is around 1,800 kilojoule per kg of heat is rejected to the cooling water. If you see the steam power plant here, okay, the basic fundamental component is the first is a boiler, turbine, condenser, and the pump. Okay, this cycle is continuously cyclic process. Okay, where if you see here, the work done by the turbine is 600 kilowatt. Okay, is the arrow I am showing the animation here to the arrow is move forward. Okay, what it indicates, the work done by the system. If you see here, it is the work done by the system, so it is the positive work. What amount of power developed by the turbine? Some amount of power is consumed by the pump to run the pump. After condensate, what are the condensate? That is the water is again fed into the boiler. So the condensate pump is consumed some power is around 3 kilowatt. The total power is 600 kilowatt, and the out of that 600 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt power is consumed by the pump. If you see arrow, I am showing towards that pump. So it is a work done on the system. So it consumes work. So the pump work is, if you see here, the pump work is negative, and it is here the work turbine work is a positive. Work developed by turbine, and negative work. Why negative work? The work consumed by the pump. Boiler consumes heat, so heat added in the boiler is a positive. Okay, we know that the sign convention is around, if you see the animation here, 2500 kilojoule per kg. That much amount of heat is we added in the boiler. And condensate or role of condenser is around rejecting heat is around 1800 kilojoule per kg. So the steam rejecting its heat and it cools down. So that steam is converted into water. That steam is converted into the condensate, and the cycle is going to repeat, repeat, repeat. These are the steam power plants. Some the figures here of that what amount of heat is added, what amount of work is done by the turbine, what amount of work consumed by the pump. Okay, from that throughout this data, we have to calculate the make calculations for the steam flow rate. They ask mass flow rate of steam from this numerical. Okay, then how to solve this numerical? We see now step by step. First, you know that it follows the first law of thermodynamics. So it is the summation when system undergoes cyclic process, the summation of W. 600 is positive because work developed by the turbine. Minus sign, why is minus sign of work? Because the work consumed by the pump. So we take summation here, we can get around 597 kilowatt. Okay, is here is around 597 kilowatt. Okay, I just converted into that kilojoule per hour. Okay, in previous slide I have to show one conversion, kilowatt into kilojoule per hour. How it just simply multiply by 3600. So that kilowatt is converted into kilojoule per hour. It's very simple conversion. If see here, I am showing here 1 kilowatt is equal to 1 kilojoule per second. We need in kilojoule per hour. Just second is converted into hour. We know that 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. Okay, so second is converted into hour. Just that second is divided by 3600. So it get into multiplication. Just simply multiply by 3600. So we can get 1 kilowatt is equal to kilojoule per hour. Just multiply by 3600. Okay, why conversion? Because the Q in given numeric is kilojoule per hour. So we keeping the same unit of Q and W. So with the unit of W we converted into kilojoule per hour. If I am assuming M is the steam flow rate in kilojoule per hour, then summation of Q, if I take in summation of Q, okay, because we have to find out the mass M. Okay, so M is here multiplied by M to that bracket. What amount of heat is added is around 2500. Okay, and that amount of heat is rejected by the condensate, that is around 1800. So it is the minus sign. Okay, and if you assume M means in kg per hour. Okay, so the final answer is 700 M kilojoule per hour. You see here, what is the unit of kilojoule per hour? I am assuming M. You see here this arrow, M in kilojoule per hour, and the heat added and rejected in kilojoule per kg. So kg cancel each other and we can get the final answer again, kilojoule per hour. And we know that is a cyclic process. So dq is equal to dw. So just compare this equation, we can get mass is around 3070 kg per hour. That much of mass we supplied for each cycle. This is the application, pure application of the first law of thermodynamics. So we can just easily find out the what amount of mass consumed by that steam power plant. Go through this simple calculation. We just need the simple conversion here. Work done we calculate in kilowatt and that's converted into kilojoule per hour. Why it is conversion? Because the Q in the numerical given in kilojoule per hour. So that purpose only I am going to convert it into kilojoule per hour. That's all. The next numerical now. A domestic refrigerator is loaded with fresh food and the door closed. The numerical now, the refrigeration system is another application. A domestic refrigerator loaded with the fresh food and the door is closed. During a certain period, the machine consumes 1.25 kilowatt hour of electrical energy. So our domestic refrigerators consumes in that numeric is around 1.25 kilowatt hour of energy in cooling the food, and the internal energy of the system decreases by 4500 kilojoule. Find the magnitude and the sign of net heat transfer for the system. Okay, it's very simple numerical. The given data, the work consumed by the refrigerator. So I'm use here the negative sign because work is consumed. The work done on the system, and the internal energy decreases. So the internal energy decreases. So the word decreases. So I use word decreases. This is so it indicates that internal energy is going to decrease. So it is indicated by the negative sign. Both the values are negative. Okay, if we see here, the change in internal energy in that case, kilojoule, and power consumed in form of kilowatt hour. We need the same unit for Q, W, and change in internal energy. So where need 1 kilowatt hour is converted into kilojoule. So the conversion here, you just remember these three previous formulas at the end, at the starting of that video. Just remember these three equations. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3600 kilojoule. We need this conversion. So first work is given, just convert it into kilojoule, just multiply by 3600. Why it is negative? Work is done. Then change in internal energy decreases, so it is again minus, is already unit in same unit, kilojoule. For non-flow energy equations, the fundamental formula, so first law of thermodynamics simply apply here. You have to find out the value of Q here. Okay, work done, so it is minus sign, if you see here, with the change in internal energy is minus. So that minus minus we get the minus 9000 kilojoule. So that why it minus sign is again indicates the heat is now rejected. They ask magnitude and the sign of net heat transfer. Magnitude is around 9000 kilojoule and the sign, that is the minus, so heat is rejected. Okay, since the negative, heat flows out of the system, so heat is rejected by the system. So if we observe our domestic refrigerator, there is the one at the back side of that refrigerator, we see the one coil, that is the condenser, which rejecting heat. So in kitchen we feel some warm as compared to the other rooms because the condenser continuously rejecting heat. There is one, if we see in our domestic refrigerator, there is a freezer, that is we call as evaporative coil or chilling coil, which absorbs heat from the food and they rejected via the condenser. So the heat is rejected around minus 9000 kilojoule, which is again application of first law of thermodynamics. Okay, the last numerical, this is again application. Now this numerical on air conditioning. Okay, see, first I am taking application on steam power plant, then after going to the domestic refrigerator, now I am going to the numerical on the air conditioning system. Okay, I just read this first numerical. Okay, in the numerical is very simple, but this numerical, if you see, it is very lengthy. Some students see observe a very difficult numerical, lengthy numerical. It's very simple numerical. We just go through the line and lines. Okay, the authority of an engineering college has decided to install window air conditioner, okay, into newly constructed seminar room of capacity 80 people. Okay, we have to install the air conditioning for the 80 people capacity seminar room with an objective to maintain the temperature inside the room is 22 degrees Celsius. Okay, the given task is how to maintain the temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. The rate of heat transfer to the classroom through the walls, roof, and the windows because of the temperature difference between the ambient and the room is estimated to be 24,000 kilojoule per hour. I am going to bracket this. Okay, what amount of heat come inside the room from the outside to the room via roof, walls, is around 24,000 kilojoule per hour. There are 20 tube lights in the room. Also that 20 tubes also rejecting heat. We know that the rejecting light as well as heat in the room with a rating of 40 watt. Each tube having wattage 40 watt. The rate of dissipation of heat by the tube light is 90% of the power it consumes. The heat rejected by the tube is they given some relation 90% of power it consumes. The average rate of heat dissipation by the person, okay, is around 350 kilojoule per hour. So average, if you see the human body also it dissipates heats is around 350 kilojoule per hour. Per hour we are rejecting heats, okay, is around 350 kilojoule per hour. These are the some heating source in that room via external, via tube light, via person they have given, and they have to find out if the capacity of an air conditioning unit is 2 ton. The air conditioning unit is 2 tons. Determine the number of air conditioning units required. Note that 1 ton cooling capacity is equivalent to the heat removed at the rate of 14,000 kilojoule per hour. Okay, 1 ton air conditioning system rejecting or absorbing heat is around 14,000 kilojoule per hour. Okay, assume that there is no computer or projector in the room. Okay, you have to just find out which amount of heat is going to absorbing via air conditioning, the heat rejected by the people, heat rejected by the tube light, and the heat enter via from external through ambient to the room. If you see here, suppose this is that room, okay, heat is come inside the room via the solar, from the roof, from the tube light, from the human body, okay. That heat we calculate the total heat enter in the room, okay, and we know that 1 ton they have given some values. 1 ton of AC is absorbing much amount of heat. So first we calculate the total heat and then divided by the 1 ton heat, 1 ton AC amount of heat. So we can get what amount or number of AC required. Okay, the total rate of heat that is to be transferred from the seminar room is, first we have to calculate the summation of heat which is enter in the room. First heat gain plus heat of tube light and the heat of people, and the heat gain is nothing but we have discussed now the heat enter via the glass, roofs, walls, is the rate of heat transfer to the room from the ambient through the wall, roof and the windows. Then it is the tube light. Second heat is the rate of heat generated inside the room by the tube lights, and third one is the people's, is the rate of heat dissipation by the person sitting inside the room. So first one is the heat gain, they have given directly 24,000 kilojoule per hour. This is the first heat gain. Then second, 20 tube lights. Okay, from the tube light we know that the 20 tube light is there. Okay, we see the 20 tube lights. And then 40. What is the amount of 40? What is the 40 here? The 20 tube lights in the room, each rating of 40 watt. And the rate of dissipation heat by tube light is 90% of power consumption. So each tube having the 40 watt and the heat dissipation is 0.9 percentage of that 40 watts. So it is the 40 multiplied by 0.9. So we need to convert into kilojoule per hour, watt into, so that we need the conversion watt into kilojoule per hour. How it is? Just simply multiply by either 3.6, just as show the first slide, the relation watt into kilojoule per hour is multiplied by 3.6. If you see here, if we solve this ratio is nothing but just multiply by 3.6, then we can get directly the watt into the kilojoule per hour. And the last one is the people's, for people 80 people, each people rejecting 350 kilojoule per hour, just simply multiply by 350, so you can get again unit in kilojoule per hour. This both two units in kilojoule per hour, just we need to convert this a 1 unit watt into kilojoule per hour, just multiply by 3.6. The total heat generated is around 54,592 kilojoule per hour. The number of air conditioning unit of cooling capacity 2 tons required is found to be, now how many number of units we need, they are going to install, okay, 2 ton of AC. Okay, each ton is absorbing heat is around 14,000. Okay, there 2 ton AC. Okay, so the capacity of 2 ton AC, if you're going to install, just divide by this total Q divided by 2 into 14,000. So we can get number of ACs 1.94. So that we have to go into install approximately 2 AC, 2 air conditioning unit having capacity 2 ton is very important. Okay, and each turn the value is given, each turn is absorbing heat is around 14,000. Okay, and there is a capacity of each window AC is 2 ton, so it is multiplied by 2 here. The very simple numerical, we have first find out the total Q generated and divided by each unit of air conditioning absorbing heat. So each unit is now in that numerical is 2 ton. Okay, suppose there is a 1 ton air conditioning unit, so I am going to install now 4 unit. Okay, these are the same simple numericals when applying for that window air conditioning. Okay, so go through that again, this numerical, so you can get the 3 parameters here. These are the 3 applications I'm going to discuss. Hopes you understood. Okay. Thank you.